Hi everyone, and welcome back to my body mod series. And in today's video, number 3, we're going to discuss the tried and true FDA approved Sculptra. It's finally getting the hype that it deserves. Like all my body mod videos, I like to start with a disclaimer. I am making this video to discuss my personal experience with Sculptra as a woman in her 30s, managing her way to age her way. Me discussing these different treatments is me not necessarily endorsing these treatments or me saying that you need this in order to age correctly, whatever that means. I'm just simply sharing information that I wish I had, that I wish I knew. We don't stop aging.
So there's this guy, his name's Father Time, and he's coming for all of us.
Like I always say, you and me, girl, boy, they, them, whatever. We're aging right now as I'm filming this and as you're watching this. We're growing old together. We're talking about Botox, we're talking about Sculptra, we're talking about surgery. This is a safe space. So, what is Sculptra?
Sculptra is an injectable that helps to stimulate the skin's own natural collagen production over time to correct the appearance of facial lines and folds.
Collagen production decreases by 1% after the age of 25.
Collagen is a strong and flexible component of the dermis that acts as the skin's support structure. However, skin collagen decreases linearly by about 1% per year throughout adult life. By the age of 45, you face around 25% of collagen loss. This age-induced collagen loss weakens the skin's structure, causing fine lines and wrinkles to appear, as well as reducing the skin's elasticity and moisture.
Sculptra essentially retrains your body to reverse that. In the treated area, of course. It's FDA approved, it's tried and tested, and now it's getting the hype that it deserves. But did you know that Sculptra has been around for more than 20 years? Originally invented to help with the fat loss or the volume loss with AIDS patients and cancer patients. An interest in Sculptra has to do with filler fatigue. The moment the mainstream public learned that filler was a way to create facial structure, harmonize and balance your facial proportions, some people went a little overboard, but I would argue the aesthetics market also got flooded with aesthetic nurses that didn't have enough experience with what are the long-term effects of filler. That's why you want to go to a seasoned pro. So how does Sculptra actually work? It is injected deep into the dermis, skin, and it helps kickstart collagen production over time within the treated area. So unlike filler, it's not an instant plump necessarily. Maybe the first day you will see a plump, but that's really the saline solution that is mixed with Sculptra. It takes about 6 to 12 weeks for the results to come into fruition. The nice thing about Sculptra is that it lasts 2+ years. And it is naturally broken down by your body's metabolism. The results from Sculptra are very natural and they're very subtle. It's very undetectable, but it leaves a very big impact. Trust.
So how many vials do you actually need?
The saying goes that you need a vial for each decade of life. So in your 30s, you would need 3. In your 40s, you would need 4. But again, everybody has a different starting point and a different goal. Go to a trusted provider and do a consultation and they'll let you know what you need. So why would you want to start Sculptra in your 30s? It's ideal for collagen preservation. Starting in your 30s, it delays the visible signs of aging like volume loss, skin laxicity, or any hollowing. Think of it as a preventative treatment, not a correction. Often used in a foundation phase for treating the temples, cheeks, jawline, and smile lines for a subtle structural support over time. All right, girlies. So let's talk about what's the difference between Sculptra and filler.
Filler equals immediate gratification, but shorter lifespan, 6 to 12 months. Sculptra equals slow and steady, but long-term results, lasting 2+ years. Filler sits in the face, whereas Sculptra builds volume from within by collagen production. Sculptra is great for people wanting a subtle enhancement or prevention rather than a correction.
So where exactly can you inject Sculptra? The go-to places are temples, cheek, smile lines, and around the chin area. Some advanced uses Sculptra BBL. That's another very popular spot to put Sculptra, since it uses your body's own collagen production to create volume. So now for the juicy part. We're going to discuss where I have had Sculptra done and why. As I've said before, I worked in aesthetics for 6+ years. I remember I was getting an assessment by my injector, and she suggested I get Sculptra done in my temples here. As you get older, you have some hollowing that happens here. I trusted her, all the work that she's done on me, loved it. She's like, I think it would really look really good. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I trust you. Let's go for it. When I had Sculptra done, it looked really good at first, right? I was just like, oh, wow. Like my face kind of looks a little bit more snatched. I don't know how to explain it, but like my jawline looked a little bit tighter. I'm like, it looks cute. But then in 3 days, it was gone.
The American dream playing out on your face.
And I was back to what I looked before. And I was like, even though she explained to me, your body is going to absorb this because the saline is the carrier. Sculptra, it's a biostimulatory injectable, which means it kickstarts your collagen, and that's where the volume comes from. And I was like, she said this to me, duh. So I knew that it was going to go away. But then a few weeks later,
6 to 12 weeks later,
I completely forgot that I had Sculptra done. And I was like, I look so good, but why?
I see me on the monitor and I'm like,
I deserve it.
yeah.
And I was like trying to think, did I buy new skincare? Was it something I was eating? Was it my supplements? And I'm like, no, all of those things. And I was like, Sculptra.
Of course, you look f***ing great.
For whatever reason, filling out the hollowness here helped do that. But it's very subtle, but it leaves a huge impact. And from there, you got a lifelong fan for me, gotta say. A few years later, when I had to do my Sculptra again, which was 4 years post-treatment, which is not bad. It lasted really long time. I also dissolved filler that I had in my cheeks and in my chin, and I opted for Sculptra because I loved the way that it looked. It just looked so natural. But also I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it comes with delightful symptoms. One of the symptoms is moon face. You also are prone to retain water. Some of you might know fillers, HA fillers, they're hydrophilic, so they soak up water, which made me look a little bit puffier than I wanted. So I was like, you know what, let's just dissolve it and put Sculptra instead. Now, again, that was for me. Please consult a professional and have them assess your face, because every single person is unique, and maybe Sculptra is not right for you and filler might be better, or maybe neither are good. It might be better to get some fat grafting and a facelift. You don't know until the provider tells you. Whatever worked for me doesn't necessarily will work for you, or maybe it will, but you won't know unless you speak to a professional. Filler is not the bad guy. It is the injector that you choose. So many times I will see people get crazy cheeks, crazy chin, crazy lips. And again, subjective, because I'm a big fan of over-exaggerated proportions, so it depends on what your goal is actually. But with your face, I'm just saying, like, just be careful because things migrate. Whereas with Sculptra, because it's your body's own collagen, you're not going to have that problem. So I opted in for Sculptra, and I love it. Love it so much. Like, can you tell, girl? So unfortunately, I did not take proper before and after photos when I first had it done, because I also had filler done that day, so I think it would be a little bit misleading.
Luckily, this time I actually recorded. Here's Mimi mapping out the game plan for my Sculptra injections, The goal is to restore structure and volume for a refreshed look. My skin is skinning. You know I do not play when it comes to my routine. Sculptra is going to help tighten any laxity while bringing my contours back to life in such a natural way. And here's the after. But remember, this isn't the final result. The real magic shows up in 6 to 12 weeks as my body builds collagen.
To me, it's an amazing preventative treatment. So the places I've had Sculptra done is on my temples, my piriform, and the sulcus of my chin. And I believe a little bit here on my jawline. Some important information that you should know. When you have Sculptra done, you have to follow the 5-5-5 rule. 5 times a day for 5 minutes for 5 days, you have to massage the treated area, or else you will end up with nodules, aka lumps. Okay, you gotta do that. Do all of that. This is not for instant gratification, girlies. Patience. Like, you have to have patience with Sculptra because it takes time to show up. This is a great treatment for someone who is looking for something that makes you look refreshed. It's subtle, regenerative, and long lasting, but it is not ideal for anyone who has some like autoimmune stuff or that is prone to keloid. I'm sorry. It pairs beautifully with skincare, filler, neuromodulators such as Botox or lasers for a comprehensive anti-aging plan. Although I hate the word anti-aging because we are aging right now. There is no such thing that stops aging. We need a new name for that. I'll try to think of it. And again, if I haven't said it enough, please go to a professional. Go to someone who has real product, not black market stuff, that is licensed, that has a lot of experience with different faces, different age groups, different genders, different races. Like, that is so important because we are so unique. We will need a unique plan in place. This is an investment. Treat it as so. All right, darling. So this is the end of the video. I hope that I helped you understand how Sculptra works, what it is it worth it, is it for you? But again, if you have any questions, you can totally ask me. And as I always do in every video, you don't fucking need this. You don't need it. I'm just sharing my experience, letting you know what my thoughts are. I personally love the treatment, but you don't need it. I don't want you to compare yourself to people, to me, to anyone, because I know we look at Lindsay Lohan, Anne Hathaway, Kris Jenner, but all that costs a lot of doll hairs. It is not diet and water and exercise. It's a bunch of treatments. But Sculptra is a nice little treat you can give yourself if you choose to do that. And as I've said before, there is no such thing as anti-aging. There's just, you're always gonna age. Even when you put very, very expensive cream. Even when you look at Kris Jenner, who just had an incredible facelift, like chef's kiss, but she's still aging after that. There is no such thing as anti-aging. With that said, this is a luxury treatment because it's not a necessity. If you cannot afford a treatment like Sculptra, then I always suggest getting a very comprehensive skincare routine, and that does not need to cost you an arm and a leg. Believe me, because everything on my face I use is K-Beauty, and it's like under $30 each product. But if you didn't watch my video about neuromodulators, aka Botox, aka Dysport, toxin, catch it right here. But as always, be kind and stay weird. Till next time. Bye.